Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. My name is Mayra, and in today's tutorial I'm going to be showing you how to make a dirty pour style peekaboo glitter tumbler. Now, this tutorial is about 2 years old, I believe, 1 to 2 years old. I first showed it in my mentorship group, and so everyone there is a bit either intermediate, advanced, better than I am at creating tumblers. So this tumbler tutorial won't be, I don't want to say it won't be beginner friendly, but it won't start from the very beginning of how you should start a tumbler. Meaning, I am starting this tutorial at a part where the epoxy has already been applied. I've already laid down my glitter. I've already sealed my glitter, so my cup is smooth and ready to go. So I won't be showing you, the process of doing that. So that's where we're starting in the tutorial. So I do apologize because a lot of my tutorials in my mentorship group are that way, just because I don't need to prep a tumbler and apply glitter to a tumbler because I am appealing to the people in my group who know how to do that already. So I just wanted to preface the video by saying that, but without any further ado, let's go ahead and get started, and I hope you enjoy the video. All right, you guys, so for this part of the tutorial, I'm just in Cricut Design Space, but I also, if you want to use Silhouette Studio, that's fine, whatever you use. And I'm just showing you, like, I just took a heart and created an offset and then sliced the two so that I would have, the inner part, the red part is going to end up being my stencil, and then the black part is going to end up being the gold accent that goes as an offset to my heart, which will make sense towards the end of the video when we get there. But I just wanted to show you, like, I just took a heart and did it myself. It's nothing too crazy or intricate that you have to do in your designing software. I'm not sure what happened here, but basically I just I didn't record over the part where I laid down my stencil vinyl. But if you are not new to making tumblers, then this won't be a difficult task either. I kind of am just placing them, making sure I run my finger down if, they are curving up, and making sure that they won't lift, because we are doing a dirty pour, which is going to involve paints. So I'm just making sure that they are exactly where I want them to be, pick them up, lay them back down. I love this stencil vinyl. I swear by it. You can order, I think that it's not the same brand. So this one is from Michaels, and I get it in the 12 by 12 sheets, but I also have the roll of stencil vinyl from Amazon that's also linked in my Amazon storefront that you'll be able to find the link in the description of the video. But the reason I love this stencil vinyl is because it's not too strong, but it's also just strong enough for you to be able to peel off. You're going to be able to use any acrylic paints that you want. These are the paints that I'm using. You don't have to use the exact shade. So I'm going to kind of leave those names out of the tutorial because I don't want you guys to get all hung up on the exact product that I'm using, because it doesn't matter. What is going to matter is the additive that we're adding, this pouring medium that's going to make all of these paints watery, for lack of better words. Honestly, that's all it's doing. So I'm taking each single of my acrylic paints, I'm pouring it into a cup, and then I'm going to add some of the acrylic pouring medium. How much? I don't know. I eyeballed it. So, I would suggest you do the same. What you do want is for your paint to be runny. So that's the goal of this. If you read the instructions on the back of the bottle here, it kind of tells you how much you want to use in each one. But honestly, I was like, I'm just going to use as much as I need to use, because it didn't apply, the pouring ratio didn't apply to some of the thicker paints. So I just kind of did whatever I wanted to do here, but I did add this to every single color, even the white paint. You want to make sure that you're mixing all of these acrylic paints really well. And so for me, I took my time with each one. And once you're ready, you're going to take a bigger cup, either, a red Solo cup, whatever bigger cup you have, and start to layer them in. There's no rhyme or reason. There's no pattern here. I just didn't want the same colors back to back. So I just start pouring my paint in until all of the paint that I poured into individual cups is in one large cup without mixing anything yet. Okay, once you do that, before I start pouring all of my paints, I did forget to mention, I did have a separate cup of just white to pour onto my cup. The reason I'm doing this is because I'm kind of giving my cup a runny base, if you will. So when I pour all of the paints that have been layered on top of each other you know, you can see it at the very bottom of the video. Before I pour those colors, like my good colors, I want to make sure that my cup has like a slimy base for all of the paint to move on. I want it to flow. I want it to drip. I want it to move, and I don't want it to get stuck. And I've done cups before where I didn't do this process, and it makes a world of a difference. Also, at this point, you're going to want to set this up on something like put a red Solo cup inside of your tumbler. That way the paint has somewhere to go at the bottom. And then I'll tell you kind of like what I do when I get there. But basically, once I have it covered with that base paint color, I just go right in. And it just literally falls right off. Like it that's what we want. That's what it's supposed to do. Now, if you don't have to use the entire paint that's in this cup, don't, because then you can use the rest of it for another tumbler. And I'm making 2 tumblers in this tutorial. So I'm making this one with the handle, and then I'm making another one. But what I'm going to do is just let the paint drip a little, pour more if I need to more, pour more in there. But I also, as you can see, take the paint at the bottom of my little plate here, and I just smack it there towards the top of the cup, which ends up being, towards the bottom because the cup is upside down currently. And I kind of just start dabbing it in places, making sure the entire cup is covered, and then pour a little bit of more paint, and you won't be able to tell at all that we did this. Like, it doesn't look so obvious that we kind of went in there with, it's man-made paint, if you will. So anyway, this is what this particular cup ended up looking like before we peeled any of our stencils off. And then literally I ended up doing the same thing to the smaller cup. If you really want to get some movement, you can use a straw. I only did it to get it to not all be at the bottom of the cup, which is the top of the cup here, because I don't want it to give me like this butt, a lip on a cup that I don't need to sand off later. So that's what I use a straw for. But you could use your finger, but I kind of wanted to keep some of the texture. That's why I didn't use my hand and wipe it off, because then you're just wiping all of the paint off. And then for the smaller cup, I literally just used the paint that had dripped all the way at the bottom of the plate, like to cover the cup. I'm not going to get a brand new cup of white paint to do this when I have all that paint sitting at the bottom of this plate. So be resourceful, use what you have, and then you just do the same process with this other cup. Once you do that, you're gonna want to let these dry really well. For me, that sometimes takes a day, sometimes 2, depending, how humid it is here. When you do that, once it's dry, take it off your Solo cup. Don't let it dry on your Solo cup. But, actually, you might want to let it dry on your Solo cup, because if not, you'll mess up the paint. But whatever you think you see fit. Take your stencil off, and then the first thing I did is come and epoxy the cup. The reason I did this is because I don't want to mess up the paint. You don't have to do this. You could very much use this time before you epoxy and put your gold accent offset that is going to go around the hearts, but I wanted at least 1 thin coat of epoxy before I did that step. So that's all I'm doing here, is covering my cups in 1 coat of epoxy. Okay, once my epoxy has been sitting for, at least 10 minutes, I'm going to start to kind of glitter in some things. So here I'm using this silver glitter mix that I made myself. I have no idea who it's from, because I'm pretty sure that looked like I mixed it from a couple of different companies. But basically what I like to do is mix all of my cups. Now I'm going to use this, it looks like mica powder, but it's not. It's just very shimmery, and it's very thin. It's not thick like mica powder. And then I end up using a little bit of gold as well to basically kind of create accents all around my cup, and kind of even take this a step further. So we have a base of glitter, right? On the big cup, it's silver glitter. On this smaller cup, it looks like a chunky Valentine's Day themed glitter that I'm pretty sure I mixed together. And then we did a peekaboo thing with paint pouring. We did a dirty pour. And now I'm going to go in with this gold mica powder, which I ended up hating. Don't use it. I didn't like how it looked on the cup. Not that there's anything wrong with that mica powder. But this is kind of where I just go in and start doing my thing. I basically take my extras, which is the white shimmery stuff there you see, and then this silver glitter, and I manually go in and almost apply it, but with epoxy. So the reason I do that is so that it can move a lot better than sprinkling. I don't like to sprinkle it on. It just, to me, sometimes I get like jagged looking glitter and doesn't lay flat, and then there's not a way to flatten it because the cup is wet still with epoxy. The epoxy is still curing. So for me, I just came in here with my finger and just kind of did my own swooshes, if you will. I don't really have a name for what I'm doing. I'm just doing it. And I do the same thing with the white shimmery stuff that I have here. You also want to make sure that whatever colors you're using to do this stuff, like the glitter and the shimmer and stuff, that it complements your cup. The reason I didn't like the gold is because it was not cute, girl. It did not look cute when I started putting it on there. I'm like, nope, 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 nope. So unfortunately, I couldn't take a lot of it off because I had already committed, but I just kind of blurred it out with the glitter and the shimmery white stuff that I'm using. I'm calling it white stuff because I don't know where it's from and what it is. I've been doing tumblers for so long that I no longer keep labels of stuff because I don't rebuy anything. So I just do the same thing to the bigger cup, and then I ended up doing like the little white shimmery stuff over the glitter, and that looked really pretty. So anyway, that's this part. Allow it to cure. Now, if you need another coat of epoxy, then go for it. I just, let my cup cure. I didn't have any bumps where I was going to put the gold accent vinyl, textured vinyl. This gold vinyl is from Tech Wrap, and I am an affiliate. I do have a code for them that you can also find in the description in case you want to buy it. But I feel like if you're a tumbler maker, everybody has this, I feel like. But anyway, apply all of your gold offset outline. This is what it looked like. And then you're going to go epoxy until smooth. Give it a nice little rim job, if you will. And then for me, that's all I really do. I did want to show you what they ended up looking like. There's a better video with better lighting here, but it looks so cute with like the glitter accents, and you can even see a little of the gold. It's not awful, but it's not my favorite, y'all. I'll be honest, it's not. And just the shimmer, it kind of just takes the cup another level. So who knows how many methods we did here, but we did a lot. This is the 16 plump that we did, the smaller cup, and it turned out really, really cute. I just love it, and I feel like if you throw in some more purple, this would look even cuter, perfect for Valentine's Day. But these are some of the pictures that I took afterwards before I sent them off to my customers. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know what you think in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.